Why, hello, and welcome to another one of my updates for my 240. This, I think, is the fourth one, so if you haven't already seen the other ones, you can just go back to my channel, maybe, I don't know, if you want to. I'll give you a quick summary of it. Basically, in the other updates, what I did was, I completely restored my interior. It was brown before, now it's gray. If you notice, it's nice that my dash doesn't have any cracks in it, which is, I think, rarish to find in these cars. I'm not really too sure, but it still has the brown doors because the other gray doors that we wanted to put in are not manual windows. They're power locks and all that stuff, so that will be happening. Well, we are planning to paint this car black because I think black looks the best on these 240s, S13, whatever you want to. So yeah, we're gonna take the doors off our parts car because they are black. Because the door, like inside here, the door jambs and stuff, they're all painted black, right? So it'd just be easier to take them off once we paint this car because it'll be right away. I'll live with the black door panel, or the brown door panel, sorry, in the meantime. Yeah, but it's, I mean, like, these interiors are so hard to swap because it's so tight in there, and I don't know, it was very difficult. Well, in this update, I want to be sharing a lot with you because we've done so much. As you notice, the engine is not in the car. I'll show you where it is. Oops. Right here, we took it out about a couple weeks ago. For a 4-cylinder, the transmission's a lot bigger than I expected. But this engine has 320,000 kilometers on it, I believe. It's roughly. And then I have a parts car over there. We took this engine out with 230,000 kilometers on the engine. Soon I'm gonna be putting it on a trailer and detailing it and cleaning it and all that, so I'll give you the finished product in another video in the near future, I suppose. We still have to strip all this shit off because we want to paint the inside of the engine compartment so it'll look really nice and all that. So we're also putting, I've probably talked about this before, but we're also putting the anti-lock brakes in. A lot of people don't like that because they like to slide and stuff and like drip, or whatever they want to fucking do, I don't know. But I prefer anti-lock brakes because I'd rather be safe than sorry. Who knows, like maybe you're like speeding down a street and it's wet out and you're not really paying attention, and all of a sudden, oh shit, there's a car ahead of me, and you don't have anti-lock brakes, you're foobarred. So anti-lock brakes can really help you out in those kind of scenarios. Also, these cars don't have airbags, right? Well, mine doesn't. This car, it's a decently old car, so mine doesn't have airbags. So I want to be as safe as possible. Yeah. So what else? There's a lot of other things. Oh yeah, well, obviously the rust we'll talk about here. There's a really bad hole in that frame rail. If you can see it, I'll try to zoom. Right in there. My dad did this too, but I haven't. My dad welds and stuff. He clips out rust. He kind of does it. So I don't know how to do that, right? So my dad said, "Oh, well, you know what? I'll do it for you. Whatever." But he's gonna patch that or whatever. I don't know how he really does it, but there was a big hole in the frame rail there, and it's also back near the exhaust too a little bit. He'll have to fix. Also, if you'll see, he had to clip out some here because there was rust all the way through, right where the wheel well is there. I'll go around and show you. Right in there, and he took this whole, I don't know what that piece is called. It has a name for it, but I'm not really sure. But he's gonna be patching that all up. He got rid of all the rust, so strut towers, I've talked before in other updates. That's minor. He hasn't dealt with that yet, but on the other side, he's spot welded or something. I don't know. He's clipped out that, well, that piece of metal that kind of just joins these two parts together, and he's clipped that out, and he's kind of grinding down where the rust is, and he's clipped that out and stuff, and he's gonna be fixing that all up. Like, he's gonna do a good job of it, and I'm pretty fortunate to have somebody that knows how to do this, and he's gonna do it for free. So well, I gotta pay for materials, but you know, it's great. I lucked out. So other minor things I want to do to this car. Oh, and I think this will look great. I'm gonna take this wing off. I'm gonna get my dad to weld in like where the wing sits on the car. So he's gonna make it nice and smooth on the hatch. And we're gonna remove this ugly wiper blade. And I think this is the antenna, I'm pretty sure. So, and probably that little thing that sprays the fluid for whatever fuck. When I paint it black, I have another set of taillights. I'm gonna want to smoke a pair. Have one pair unsmoked and smoked. I think it'd look really nice. Oh, and when you take the wing off, some people do it. Some people do a good job of taking the wing off, but they don't take off this little. Sorry, the camera's not in focus here. Ouch. They don't take off this little thing, this little third brake light, and I think that's ugly without the wing on there. So I'd like to take that off, and I think it'd look really sleek and smooth on the road. You know, tint the windows. Rims, for rims, I might buy an aftermarket set. I'm not sure yet. Or I might strip the paint off these aluminum rims, because obviously they have paint on them, they're painted, and polish them up and make them really shiny and nice. I'm thinking that would look really good on black paint. Nice polished aluminum rims. This is plastic. I don't know what I'm going to do with that if I have that idea, but I'll figure something out. What else? As you notice, some of these cars have privacy shades, but they're made out of wood and they're kind of weak. What I had an idea of, here, I popped the hatch earlier, so what I had an idea of, what I wanted to do, when it's laying just like this, I wanted to, it's out of focus. I wanted to cut out a piece so I can fit a subwoofer in here. I think that would be super cool, and maybe put a couple speakers on beside the subwoofer too. Like, but I don't think that this privacy shade would be able to hold the weight of the subwoofer, because I want to put a 10-inch subwoofer in it, right? So my uncle, he breaks and he bends steel and all that, so I could maybe, my dad said he'd be able to draw this up on AutoCAD, and you'd be able to send him a file of that, and he might be able to make me an exact replica of this privacy shade in, you know, aluminum, steel, whatever. And it'd be really cool, I think. There's so many things you can do with these cars. It's really nice. Like, I know obviously the sound system that comes with these cars aren't of the greatest quality, so I'm gonna want to have to switch it out, because I'm 17, so I do like music in my car. Anyway, I am going to be putting an aftermarket stereo in it. What else? I'm not going to put like a short shifter or nothing on it. I just like it stock. Feels nice. That's how I like it. I think stock is how to go with these kinds of cars. I don't know. I don't want to turbo it, because I want my engine to last as long as possible, right? But you know, I'm not saying it'd be kind of cool. It'd be really cool to turbo this kind of car, but I just don't think it's worth it, because you could have heat problems. You could have, you know, just engine problems in general with turbos, and I don't want that. So another note, these engines I've noticed are large for 4 cylinders, and I would have to say underpowered. This is the single cam, 3 valves per cylinder, so it's probably Nissan's, the 240's slowest engine, but with 140 horsepower and about 160 foot-pounds of torque, which isn't too bad considering it's an 89, I guess. So, you know, they're still pretty quick. Like, I've driven faster cars in my life, but there's nothing like driving a 240 in my opinion. And I think a lot of people can vouch to that. Because they handle like a go-kart. They're just so nimble and just so smooth on the road, and so much fun to drive. I don't know. Oh yeah, a couple more interesting things about this car is obviously most of you might know. Obviously it's rear-wheel drive, and it has Posi-Track as well, which means power to both wheels. If some viewers didn't already know that. What else does this have I can talk about? Well, if any of you have any ideas for me to do things to my car, leave a comment on this video or any of my videos, and I'll try my best to view them, and I'll like I like feedback. I like when people share their ideas with these cars, and like, you know, I'll take any any ideas, you know, I can get. Like, just if people has something cool that they'd like to share, you know. Or like, you can private message me, I don't care, doesn't matter. I'll try to get back to you. Maybe you guys have questions that I can answer, I don't know. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching, guys. You consider subscribing, please, because there will be hopefully more. I'm thinking I'll put more videos up about this car and stuff. You know, when it's all finished, we get the engine in, you know, we pass the certifications, and